Hi, this is Nanette Hosenfeld with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, October 14th, 2015. Over the next few days, we will see some unseasonably warm and dry conditions. However, we are not expecting any significant fire potential impacts. Moving into this weekend, we will see cooler and wetter weather across much of the area. As far as precipitation, over the past 14 days, you can see that a fair amount of precipitation fell across portions of southern Utah and western and southern Nevada. However, if we look at how this precipitation compares to normal, you can see that much of Utah and Idaho have seen below normal precipitation over the past 14 days. Water vapor satellite shows a low pressure system off the California coast, and that will slowly make its way inland over the next few days. Significant fire potential is low across most of the area today, with some dry fuels across western Idaho. Looking at relative humidities, we will see values in the low teens to low 20s across much of the area this afternoon, and really light winds. As we look at Thursday, we'll start to see that low pressure system moving into the west coast, and moisture associated with that system will begin to make its way into portions of southern and central Nevada. With that moisture moving into the southwestern part of the area, we'll see relative humidities begin to increase on Thursday afternoon. Winds will continue to remain light into Thursday. As we move into Friday, we'll continue to see that moisture make its way north and east, moving into portions of Utah and Nevada by Friday. And with that increasing moisture, again, we'll see those relative humidities increase. And so minimum relative humidities by Friday will be relatively high across much of Utah and Nevada, with the lowest values expected to be in the upper teens to low 20s. And again, we are going to see some pretty light winds through the end of this week. As we move into Saturday, that moisture will continue to make its way northward into Idaho, and we could see some widespread rain across Utah and Idaho by Saturday afternoon. On Sunday, that moisture will move east, with drier air beginning to make its way into the western part of the Great Basin. And as we move into Monday, that trend continues with the moisture moving off to the east. Looking at the current fuel conditions, you can see that the ERCs are all trending upwards. The arrows on the map indicate that most of the raw stations have seen increasing ERCs over the past 3 days. A few of our stations are approaching maximum values for the time of year. You can see GB22 in eastern Utah and GB8 in western Nevada are close to their max ERC values for the time of year, and that is due to the warmer, drier weather we've seen lately and the lack of precipitation in those areas. Finally, looking at the 8 to 14 day period, the Climate Prediction Center is calling for above normal temperatures across the entire area, with above normal precipitation across the eastern 2/3 of the area. So that's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. Our contact information is on the screen, and you can also find us on Twitter. Thanks.